today to Paralyzed Math Industry, and we are going to take a look at the inflation. So in this video, we're going to understand why inflation is good and why it's bad, and also how to calculate inflation by percentages. So when you think of inflation, you probably think of this. So, balloons do inflate, but also in economics, money and cash inflate. So, when we think about it, inflation means that all the value in the prices of goods are going to increase. However, the problem is, if the value of a price increase for a good, the problem is the strength of money and power is going to decrease. So let's think for a moment what that even means. When teachers explain to you in personal finance or in economics that $1 in today's money could possibly become 71 cents in a few decades, and also imagine if we say 50 cents is going to become equal to about, let's say, 10 cents. So technically, say you keep having the same amount of money for your wages per work, the problem is, if inflation is going up like this, then it would probably be a good idea to ask your manager to get more money, because your wages usually do not increase. Sometimes they do, but mostly don't. But inflation does. So even though your wage is at a constant pace or a constant rate, inflation is at a compound rate, which means it gets bigger and bigger as time goes on. You probably heard about this TikTok.
I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I have to pay. Ain't it sad? And still there never seems to be a single penny left for me. That's too bad. In my dreams, I have a plan. If I got me a wealthy man, I wouldn't have.
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna calculate the inflation. So, inflation happens when the price and the value of a good increases over time, like these flex wheels. So what we're gonna do is research a product, and that product is going to be in the game that I play, Roblox My Restaurant. The thing is, even though it's a game in Roblox, it has a lot of products that you buy and purchase in the game. However, there's a high inflation. Here's an example. So what we're gonna take a look at is we're gonna take a look at Blue Booths as a product. And as of April 21st, 2022, when I played that game, the cost of Blue Booth was an average of $3.91 million. That is usually relatively low for the game. However, the game has somehow gotten hacked, and as time has gone up, or time has gone past, Blue Booth now, as August 20th, because I recorded it in a few months, 2020, the price of Blue Boost was becoming a whopping $23.93 million. That is a lot. And the problem about that is, this makes it harder for new-coming people in the game to actually get pro and actually get good. But how are we supposed to calculate all this inflation? Now, there's a formula that we're going to take a look at. The formula is going to be the change by percentage. So we're going to calculate how much in percentage did the price or the value of Blue Boost, the product, go from here all the way to here. So there's a formula that we're going to do. The percentage in change is going to be the final subtracted by the initial, divide that by the initial, and that is going to bring us to a decimal, but we want a percent, so we have to multiply that by 100, since 100 is recognized as 1, or as a whole. So the whole point of this video is to understand how to use this change by percentage formula, and also understand inflation. So let's get to it. So what we're gonna do is the percentage by change is gonna equal, the final is 23.93 million. So 23.93 million. And we have to subtract that by 3.91 million. And we have to divide everything by 3.9 million. And the thing is, what we have to do to make a percentage is multiply by 100. And we'll be able to get this, whatever hyperinflation is, by our percent. Oh, and yes, you'll need a calculator for this. When you do all of the calculations, and also do the order of operations, there is a little bit shocking news. When we get the answer, we get an answer of 665.47%. What? That is definitely a hyperinflation. The reason why is, it has hyperinflated more than the usual amount. More than like, what? 5 times? 6, 7? The problem is, someone hacked the game to make the prices of everything in the game to hyperinflate. So that's why it has increased to 665.47%. And the problem is, the game developers, Big Games, is not doing anything to help it. So if you're coming into the game and you're new and you want to become pro, well, good luck on that. Since we understand what inflation is and we got to the basics, what we're going to do is, from the last video, we looked at the deflator. And what we're going to do is find the percent change of the deflators. Because understanding and doing so will help us understand if the economy is improving or if it's going down. Usually, if it's a bigger number or if it's a positive number, that means it's improving. If it's a negative or if it's going down, then yeah, it's going down. So from 100 to 123.2, what we're going to do from the formula is we're going to say 123.2, subtract that by 100, divide by 100, and multiply by 100. And when you do the calculations, you'll be getting an answer of 23.2%. That is going to be our percentage. So going from year 1 to year 2, the economy and the market has improved by 23.2%. What about the other one? So 123.2 and 147.5 hundredths. So what we're going to do in this case scenario is do 147.05, and we have to subtract that by 123.2, and we have to divide everything by 123.2, and multiply that by 100. And when you do the calculations, you'll get a percentage of, you'll get an answer of 19.35 or 3500%. So 19.35% increase in the economy. So that is what you do to understand if it's doing well or if it's doing terrible. First do nominal, then do real, then do deflator, and then inflation. So, thank you for watching Tao Ping Li's Math Industry. I hope this video has helped you understand the inflation. Thank you for watching Tao Ping Li's Math Industry. Like and subscribe.